Alrighty, so this is, first of all, a picture of mental illness. This is a picture of mental illness. They're all here gang stalking one person, conspiring the murder of one person that they're also not addressing, and they're all stalking together. Under the law, this is stalking, and this is how a population is stalking. And you have an agency that's supposed to be law enforcement, and they're actually using the resources of the department to engage in criminal activity, including with the mentally ill that are stalking altogether. This is a picture of mental illness. This is, again, the federal imprisonment of Michael Dorsey. And more importantly right here, because this is the immediate circumstance, this African-American male right here, that's federal prison. He's operating this vehicle right here. He's going to drive the bus. He's gang stalking me here. It's a threat to my life. You can analyze the facts. He's engaged in gang stalking. He's exhibiting severe mental instability and do so, high level of malice. And then he's operating a vehicle, which is already a threat to my life. It's already a gamble. And he's gang stalking me with Michael Dorsey. He's operating bus 2350. He's doing the fake moon, which follows me to Ontario, in concert with a bunch of demons that are also stalking, studying their devices, mentally ill, in the engineered environment. Omnitrans is surrounding. That's not waiting. As I'm walking, these demons are making sure that I'm surrounded. License 1545684. And I'm going to surround them with a federal case. License plate 1590904. That's Omnitrans using the vehicles. That's a RICO case. They're using the vehicles to engage in criminal activity monitoring with Michael Dorsey, who is literally the evidence to put them away. That's how that works. And this is literally evidence of following from place to place. But they're not just following as in stalking in the most spectacular way, such as with a helicopter, speaking to the direct opposite purposes of a police department. Michael Dorsey is engaged in terrorism, and Michael Dorsey is keeping me under surveillance, meaning he knows that I'm documenting him terrorizing me, and he keeps doing it. That's the basis of prison. And then all the murderers and kidnappers of that agency are also subject to prison. I document their license plates. They encountered you're stalking conspicuously while they're engaged in that, you're going to prison. This is the entity that's like Jay Escarpi, the Asian male, very violent, very aggressive. He's going to prison. And what Michael Dorsey is doing is not helping him. Not that there is any help, but I'm just showing you how these facts work. This is the African-American male who was operating, and also Route 66, the shorty doo-wop over here with the hair that's taller than him. License 1656564, and that's Route 66 bus 1364. They're systematically engaged in monitoring with the Fontana police. This is P.O.C. This is the Fontana Transit Center. And the government shall be the means whereby the people of the state are being put in the facilities where they belong, which is in prison and in mental wards. All right? This is stalking with light, very mentally ill conduct, very mentally sick conduct. Their purpose is to surround, and so is this. Their purpose is to surround. And they're actually acting together. They're not separate. They're acting together. And this is psychopathic pacing. And this is the transit center where Allied Unit is standing here referring to these gang members as though she's going to call them, while I'm engaged in very much this right here, documenting her threatening my life in furtherance of murder, exhibiting mental illness under a fake son stalking me, doing so while misrepresenting herself as being a security guard. All right, and she said, and I quote, "I'm going to press charges." Remember that? She is going to prison. 9 APM 406. It's engaging in sexual assault and battery, and she's acting in concert with the Fontana police who fly back over. And that's, again, the Fontana police that likes flying over the top of my head. This is the Fontana Police Department that's going to be federally prosecuted, and this is the level of war that an entity that's engaged in domestic terrorism is waging against American citizens. Michael Dorsey is a domestic enemy. He's not a police chief. And those that are engaging in acts of war, it's going to be responded to. And it's also going to be responded to what are going to be actual restraints. You're going to prison, and they're going to be subject to what are necessary, as the evidence shows, mental examinations. Okay? That's the POC, and the entities engaged in this where the Fontana Police Department is not going to survive a federal prosecution. American society is better off without the Fontana Police Department, who use SWAT vehicles to engage in, just like they use helicopters to engage in threatening and stalking, because they are also intimidated by me. And because of the fact you're stalking, you're intimidated because you're stalking. You wouldn't be intimidated if you were minding your business and not my vagina. All right? Michael Dorsey is severely mentally ill, and that's also an independent basis to make sure he's permanently done with law enforcement, which he is. He's done. All right? This is the fake moon over the bus, and this remains over me. This is speaking to the picture of mental illness, which is what you're witnessing. All right, these are not men. Like I said, these are not men, and this is also the picture of what is public corruption upon what is a depraved population. They are all enslaved. This is a 2026 form of slavery. Okay, they're all engaging in the pattern of conduct together. And it's a part of their role to just act like nothing is happening, and they dare not speak against the demons that are stalking by helicopter. And what I'm documenting is that they, just like the demons in the helicopter, are subject to prison. And there's no mystery. Who you are, where you live, where you go, that's neither here nor there. You're subject to federal prison. But I just want to be clear on that. There is no defense with regard to the people of the state. So just like there's no defense stating that someone forced me to murder someone, that's not a defense, you're going to prison. And there is no such thing under the federal law where it's going to provide a defense for the people where they are gang stalking with the police. And moreover, they enjoy engaging in it. Okay? But aside from that, there's no defense. You're going to prison. Criminal summoning, you're going to prison. Stalking with the entity using helicopters, just like you are, you're seeing the necessity of the people of the state while they're engaging in surveillance and the terrorizing means such as by helicopter. You're seeing the member openly engaging in surveillance, and you're going to prison. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, I just want to document this is the employee. I will get his number, but he's engaged in operating the coach, and he's gang stalking me in furtherance of murder, which is a threat conspicuously posed also by Omnitrends. That's demonstrating an ongoing purpose to engage in what is targeting me. This is P.O.C. It is currently 9:31 p.m.